Let's start off with the Rugby Pro, which, telling by the name, you can tell it is trying to be more rugged, and also from the picture, it is without a doubt a bit more rugged than the other devices that we've talked about before. One of the things I would like to note is that Samsung, from the experience that I have, and please don't quote me on this, they don't really seem to have been able to find a balance between hardware, software, and budget devices. We've seen a lot of budget devices out there, such as the Galaxy Ace and the Rugby Pro in the past, but the problem with these devices is that because of how heavy TouchWiz is, they haven't found a way to optimize it to run on such a budget device. Because of the specifications that it carries, TouchWiz ends up often running slower and a bit sluggish, which only does worse for Android users out there. I would have to say, I'm gonna get flamed, but I'll have to say devices such as the Samsung Ace, Galaxy Ace, those ones which came out a year ago, and some of the budget ones, it is probably one of the reasons why a lot of people have a bad impression of Android, is because they want quality, but at the same time they buy such a cheap device. What do they expect, really? Because of getting these devices, they end up they think that Android is all cluttered and slow, even though the real reason is because of the touch UI that is not really optimized enough for budget devices. Therefore, unless if you're looking for maybe a rugged device like the Rugby, or maybe looking for a Galaxy S3 variant, which is a bit smaller, but nowhere near as powerful as the S3, I have to say, I'd rather that you buy maybe the 1V or maybe the Nexus 4 even, because it is definitely worth more than getting the S3, which is running a heavy overlay over with such older and less compelling specifications. And the next we have on our list is Motorola. And I'm not sure if you guys know, but Motorola has always been a soft spot for me, but even so, I have rated them a bit lower than the rest of them. The reason being is Motorola has been sort of up and down, and recently they have made a new Razr HD series, which is called the Droid Razr M, and its European variant, the Razr I. Now these devices, they're running the Qualcomm S4 dual-core processor, which is really quite nice actually, and I would recommend you getting these, the I, or just taking a look at the M to see whether you like the style or not. The screen size is great. As you can see, it boasts edge-to-edge display, but as you can see here, one of the main problems that people have is the look of the device. There's no arguing that Motorola is one of the leading manufacturers for build quality. As you can see from the devices here, the build quality is always quite nice. However, if we're talking about whether or not it looks good as a device, then I might rather get another one that looks a bit better than this. But you can be the judge of that. The Razr I, M, and the Electrify M all have the same specs except for the I, which is running the Atom processor, which is Intel. And Motorola cooperated with Intel to create this first I device. So if you're thinking of trying something new, Intel has optimized internet browsing for this device specifically. So if you're into browsing the web a lot and you like a nice edge-to-edge device, definitely recommend you checking out this device. And don't let Motorola or any kind of fanboyism throw you off, because if you look at any of the reviews, the internet is amazing. It's very smooth on this device, and you get basically top-notch smoothness for such a more budget, not as high-end device, and it can be comparable to maybe the S3 or the 1X, which is the flagship device, high-end devices of the other carriers. Definitely recommend you checking that out and seeing for yourself whether or not this would be a nice phone for you.